Let's talk about getting recruited, Gil. So first thing, and you're very passionate about the subject. I want to talk about holdbacks. Do you feel like parents should be holding back their kids?
Yes, if you want them to be unsuccessful. If you don't want them to hit their full potential, yeah, hold them back. Because that's all that's actually happening. That when you hold a child back, you do exactly what it says, holding back. You're holding back everything. You're keeping him in a grade, right? So you don't want him to skip up to the next grade. So to challenge himself. So you want to hold him back in the same grade that he just finished, while the people that's going to be competing with him comes from a lower grade. So you're holding back his development, right? It's like swimming. And if we're in a kiddie pool, we'll call that 8th grade. That's the kiddie pool. If we're in a kiddie pool and then this group moves on to the big pool and you decide to stay in the kiddie pool to develop, right? The only thing that's happening is you're getting stronger, bigger, faster. But you're in the kiddie pool. So there's only so much you can do in the kiddie pool with that. The kids who went to the big pool had to battle with all the pros of that level. You know, you're the seniors, the juniors, your super sophomores, your super freshmen. By the time these two forces meet again, the person who went forward is so far in front of the 2-time kiddie pool champ. You know what I mean? But because he got bigger and he's the best in that kiddie pool, it's false. So you're slowing down his real development. You're getting false development, and you're slowing down his money. You're slowing down the big part of the reason you're doing it, the money. But if your child is not a high-level kid and he's just trying to go to college and you want free education, you hold him back 2, 3, 4 times, as many times as you want. Because you got to remember, what levels don't care is the high school level don't care is, hey, if I can keep you to 20, I'm going to keep you to 20. It helps my chances. College don't give a shit what age you are. It helps their chances. The only organization that really cares about age is the NBA. They don't want you old coming in. They want you young coming in. So if we take ages right now, right? I can take Scoot Henderson, who's 17. He's in the D League or the G League now. And then you have Amani Bates, 17 in college, right? We're going to throw those two up at the top. As a 17-year-old, those are the megalodons of that age. That means everyone 17 that's a junior, sophomore, senior, you're so far behind those two. You will never catch them in talent because you got to remember, one is playing against pros, one is playing high-level college, right? You're playing against high school kids. You will never catch them in talent, and most important, you would never catch them in money. You will be so far off the money scale that it's ridiculous. And I'll break it down to star players that you know. These players wasn't holdbacks, but they came in at the same draft, or some of them came in the same draft, but they're the same age, or they came in different ages. So we'll take, just to show you how far the money hurts you. 2003 draft, you had LeBron James, 18. The same draft, you have Melo, 18, right? 2 players, 18. Dwayne Wade comes in at 21 because he went to college 3 years, right? So we're going to fast forward and say we're going to give you until 36. 36. You retire at 36 years old, all of you guys, right? We're going to max you guys all the way out. We're going to keep you equal. You guys are stars all the way out, all 3 of you guys. As you can see now, 2 of them still playing. 1 has been retired. So now think about the money that the players that are still playing making versus the guy who actually had to retire, because you got to remember, he's 3 years, 4 years older. So he's going to be out of the league 4 years older. So by the time he turns 36, the other 2 are 32. So when you look at how much they made, it actually shows it. All maxed out, But just you got to understand, don't think about the money because the money sound is just gonna be like, ooh, I mean, I'm happy with that. But just to show the capability.
For sure.
So you have Dwayne Wade made $196 million in his career.
That's a bag.
Bag.
That's a nice bag.
Bag. Right?
I'll take that. I'll take a fraction of that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You can't look at you got to look at the money compared to the same
But
group.
if you're playing big bank takes little bank, so he's got 196, but now he's trying to be amongst other ballers.
No. You got 100, but you're talking about the same time frame. So in the same time frame of that 36 age, you got Dwayne Wade, 196. You got Melo, 238. You got LeBron James, 300. One makes 102 million more. Think about what I'm saying. We're talking about the same time frame, but because one's coming in 3 years younger, he gets more chances at this bag than Dwayne does. Even so, now you look at somebody like Chris Paul, comes in at 18, 261. You got Dwight Howard, 18, 234. So all the 18-year-olds made, I think the closest one is what, 60 million? 40-something million. Dwayne Wade is 40-something million dollars behind the closest. And those people are still playing because they're not even 36 yet. They're not 36 yet. So that's how far that gap is. So you want to be able to get into the NBA as young as possible. You want to be able to start your money clock as soon as you possibly can. So if your kid is sitting in high school, a junior at 17, 18, 19 years old, the only thing that's hurting is that bag. And there's only been one out of all basketball, there's only been one that I know of that became a superstar, and he was a holdback, and that was D Rose. But D Rose was #1 player in the country in the 8th grade when he decided to hold back because of schooling. So it's not like he held back to gain something, in his basketball career. He was already #1 player. So he was basically the #1 player 2 years in a row in 8th grade. But that's the exception. Everybody, I mean, there might be one who slips into the role that made an all-star game, but, here and there, but I can't even think of one. So that means out of all these people that is holding back, it's hurting the final product is actually hurting.